Welcome viewers. First things first, this is just another small and simple update video, a vlog if you must. However, if you're a subscriber or a returning viewer to my channel, you may have noticed something just a little bit different. Yes, you're actually hearing my voice for once. And I'll be honest, it feels a little strange speaking into a microphone and chatting to myself, but I don't know, I wanted to get out of my comfort zone and attempt to make my videos a little bit more professional, I guess, but I suppose you'll be the judge of that. But anyway, on to the purpose of this video. Basically, it's a tease to my upcoming videos on how to build retro or 2D pixel art based games. To enable this, we'll be using the browser's canvas element along with the latest web technologies, all while talking over some retro gameplay. Original, I know. Now, I'll be honest, I'm no expert at any of this, but I think I've gathered up enough information over these last few years that I'm comfortable enough to pass on my learnings. So what will these videos include? And what game will I actually be focusing on? Honestly, I was struggling with this one myself at first. I had originally thought about showing what went on into Puzzle Bobble, the remake that kind of set all this off, but in the end I decided that something new would probably be the best route here. This would keep me interested while doing something new, and everyone else can join in while learning. So, in the end, which game did we finally decide we was going to remake in these videos? Well, after much thought, I finally settled on Street Fighter 2, or at the very least one stage and a couple of fighters from it, which, funnily enough, is what you're seeing here. This took me a couple of days to complete, most of which was spent extracting the graphics and sound from the original arcade game, which takes far longer than you'd expect, to be fair. Anyways, the video should hopefully go into the details and explain the basics of setting up the game using JavaScript. These probably won't be aimed at the beginner, to be fair, as there's plenty of videos already on YouTube that does that. I feel there's a lack of deep dives, and that's exactly what I'd like to be doing here. As you can see from this recorded footage, we have a basic title screen, the versus screen, and finally Ryu's stage screen, where you see him facing up against Ken. As you can see, there isn't much you can do in the game as yet, but it does show the fundamentals, which is exactly what I want the videos to highlight. If I do get the support and interest, I'll continue it further and expand the fighters' mechanics, and explain how you can add hitboxes and their various moves, similar to how they have been implemented in my Final Fight remake. So, with everything said, I'll try to summarise what I think the videos will contain. So firstly, to start us off, we'll look into the tooling and how to set up our development environment. We'll go into a little bit of details into that. Then we'll move on to probably how to set up the canvas element and use it to render our game. I'll then show you how you properly set it up to implement pixel-based graphics using the correct modes. And then we'll explain what sprite sheets are and how to build and use them in our game. Once we have something visible on the screen, we'll then talk about the main gameplay loop. We'll also set up a couple of input devices, namely the keyboard and potentially joypads, to show how you can use these to control your characters in the game. We'll also explain how to play music and sound using the Web Audio API. And most of all, how to structure your code using the latest JavaScript best practices. And finally, if there's enough interest, I may even go into showing you how I extract the graphics and sound from the original games themselves. That said, I'm sure there'll be more topics in between what we've just listed, but we'll see how it pans out. If I can get everything all together and it all works out well, I'm looking to get the first video out at the end of the month, and post another one each month thereafter. Unfortunately, I do have a day job, and this is simply a hobby that I do in my spare time. That said, if there's enough interest, like I say, I'll possibly look to extend the videos and develop the game a bit more deeper. In regards to updates to my other remakes that I've currently got on the go, I think I'm pretty much done now with Puzzle Bobble, honestly. I've completed what I wanted to achieve with it, in that I've fleshed out my basic game engine, picked up some good practices along the way. Yeah, I think we're done with that. If anyone does want a deep dive in that game, please let me know in the comments, and again, if there's enough interest, I may do something there. As for Final Fight, yeah, I'm still working on it in between these videos. I will post updates when I have something to show, I guess. With regards to that game specifically, I'm currently working on the AI, which I did mention in a previous video, but yeah, it's turned out to be a bit more complex than I first thought, just with the amount of different paths that it takes. But I will explain a bit more of that as the videos start coming out. And with that, I think we'll leave it there, honestly. Hopefully my voice came across alright in the video, but again, please be gentle, this is very much my first time. So yeah, for those who are still with us here and stayed up till the end, many thanks, it's really appreciated. I hope to see you next time, and hopefully the next video will be a little bit more informative. Speak soon.